All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a huge idea today, one that might just change how you look at your entire year. It's all about the difference between being busy and actually making progress.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Busy doesn't mean booked. Oof, that's a real gut punch for anyone who's ever stared at a packed calendar and still felt like they haven't actually achieved a single thing. So first, we've got to name the enemy, and that's the busy trap. You know that feeling, right? That constant, frantic buzz of activity that feels like you're being productive, but when you finally look up, you're in the exact same spot you were yesterday. That's the trap. I mean, just think about the start of a new year. You know, that January panic, where you feel this intense pressure to do something, anything, just to get ahead. You start collecting tasks, firing off emails, signing up for stuff, all just to feel like you're not falling behind. We've all done it. And this is what it looks like. It's the perfect illusion of productivity. You're collecting tasks, but not really finishing projects. You feel super busy, but you're not actually being effective, and you're chasing all these vague intentions, but it's all just spinning your wheels, not actually moving forward. So, how do we get out of this trap? Well, it all starts with one simple but really profound idea. A little piece of truth that can change literally everything about how you approach your work. And there it is. Motion does not equal momentum. Just let that sink in for a second. All that frantic activity we were just talking about, that January panic, the spinning wheels, that's motion. What we're actually after is momentum, real forward-moving force. Okay, so let's break it down. Motion, that's the scramble. It's that desperate flurry of activity that's totally driven by panic. It's checking emails, making calls, just doing stuff. It's all noise and no signal. But momentum, well, that's the complete opposite. It's thoughtful. It's strategic. Every single action you take is chosen on purpose to build towards one specific goal. It's quiet, focused, and powerful. Okay, so the theory is great, but what does this actually look like in real life? Let's get into a few concrete examples that make this difference crystal clear. Here we go. Take a look at this. Motion is blasting out 50 generic desperate submissions, just praying that something, anything, will stick. Momentum, on the other hand, is taking the time to craft 5 perfectly tailored, thoughtful submissions and sending them to exactly the right people. And it's all about that number 5. See, it's not about the volume, it's about the impact. Each one of those 5 thoughtful submissions has a way higher chance of success than all 50 of those shots in the dark put together. Let's try another one. Motion is signing up for 3 random classes just because they look kind of interesting or because you feel like you should. Momentum is identifying the one skill you actually need to develop next and then finding the absolute best class to learn it. And again, it all comes down to the power of one. One strategic choice is going to move you forward so much more than 3 random ones ever could. This is about being precise, not just participating. And this might be the most important one of all. Motion is having 10 vague ideas floating around in your head, like, I should get better at networking, or I want to be more creative. Momentum comes from defining one single, clear, aligned goal that every action can build towards. Your focus, that's your superpower. So that brings us to the final critical piece of the puzzle, your mindset. How do you keep this momentum going for the long haul without totally burning out? I absolutely love this quote. You have to reframe how you see it. You're not punishing yourself with an endless list of frantic tasks. You're strategically training for a marathon. You're building your career with purpose, with intention, and with pace. And that's really the key. Chasing momentum is how you play the long game. Yeah, it takes patience and it takes strategy, but it's the only sustainable way to build something that's actually going to last. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. But now for the most important part. How do you actually apply this to your own life? Like, starting right now. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Take a hard, honest look at what you're doing every day. What's one thing you're doing purely out of habit and not out of strategy? What's just motion? Find it. And then decide on one single strategic move you can make instead to start building some real momentum.